And we know we have the different microorganisms. Usually we talk about the 4 different types of microorganisms, right? Which would be your bacteria, your viruses, your protozoas, and your fungi, right? And knowing these microorganisms will allow you to understand when they affect persons, whatever is the underlying cause of the disease. Now, recently we've been having one of these microorganisms creating a lot of problems within our, I wouldn't say within our community, but the whole world. And the microorganism has been what? COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to COVID-19, through the ages, you've heard of the Spanish flu over 100 years ago that killed a lot of people. And you've been hearing recently of the different virus, Zika virus or whatever it is. What it tells me is that viruses seem to become more potent than the other microorganisms, be it the bacteria or the protozoa or the fungi. Why I'm kind of like focusing this there somewhat today before we get into the other stuff. With the viruses, think about it. Viruses mutate. And that's a big problem. Because they're able to mutate, it means that when we find something that can kill this, then, not to kill it, retard its growth, then it changes and start to replicate again. That's why we found a cure for it. Viruses, as we know it right now, we have COVID-19, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pandemic. Means what?
Worldwide.
Worldwide. Then we have something that came up recently that's affecting our children. Hepatitis. And the sad case is what those are under the age of 10. Virus again, right? Then now we have
Monkeypox. Sound like a Disney movie.
all our
Viruses.
You haven't heard of any new
Protozoa,
bacterias.
bacteria.
What you've heard with bacteria is that bacteria have become MDROs, meaning what? They're multi-drug resistant, meaning they didn't change because we could kill them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't change. What they did, they developed a resistance against whatever we throw at them. Whatever we throw at them, they get a resistance for it. So we can't kill them with that. And within the last how many years, we have not got new antibiotics. And that's a sad part. No new antibiotics. All we get is derivative of these antibiotics. Over the past how many years? 30 years or something like that. That's why they're so scared of their MDROs, right? Which are bacteria.
Bacteria.
Scared of that. And that is why it leads the doctors, and I want you guys to understand this, because this is what you as nurses and in your exams got to know. Doctors now have been forced to, because all along they used to do what? Treat people based on suspicion. If they suspect something, they give them antibiotics.
Right.
Now they cannot do that anymore. So now they have to use something called McGear's criteria before they order antibiotics. And this is to save or prevent the MDROs.
Mm-hmm.
And this will come under what I'd asked you guys to study before, which was the antibiotic stewardship. That is today's world.
Mm.
That is today's world. What caused this over here? On this side?
Thank you.
Doctors treating based on suspicion. suspision. Suspicion. Right? They suspect something, they give people antibiotics. 2, persons were not utilizing the antibiotics how the way it was ordered. If the antibiotics is ordered for 7 days and they feel good after 2 days, they stop using it. That means the microorganisms did not die. They now show the microorganisms what they've got. So now the microorganisms what? Developing resistance. Then we had indiscriminate use. Indiscriminate in the sense of, you know, back in your country that you get sick, you go to the pharmacy, and the pharmacist gives you antibiotic. You guys know this, right?
Yes.
Back in your country, you go, the pharmacist, he has no idea. You just gonna say, I feel I got this, and he's like, here, use some of these. He's glad to sell his stuff at your expense. But right now, it is not your expense any longer, it's the world's expense, because the whole world is suffering from that. So now we have a problem with bacteria. Understand this, please? You already went through the McGill's criteria, the antibiotic stewardship. You understand the McGill's criteria, right? The requirements. The doctor just can't sit down and order stuff. Now let me just change this ink a little bit. What you want to know, leading to your, or in fact in your knowledge, especially so when you're going to think about pharmacology. Now we talk about pharmacology per se, because this is all about pharmacology. Treatment. With the virus, we say you use antiviral medications, right? Over here, these are different things so you guys can understand. Over here is antibiotic. What you need to know is that at no time should antibiotic be used for viral infections, or antiviral used for bacterial infections. I'm going to put down here antifungal. Antifungal medications. I got colored markers, I might as well use them up, right? And so as we said, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and what do you think is 4?
Protozoa.
Anti-helminthic medications. Why I'm looking at this right now is that you do not get confused when you see medications, especially pharmacology, and they're talking about patient is receiving XYZ, patient is suffering from XYZ and has been placed on, and you can put antibiotic for a patient who's having a viral. Now, if you don't know what antibiotics about, virus about, then you will go and choose the wrong one. You guys with me?
Mm-hmm.
Very important to know. What is the action of antiviral medications? What do you think is the action of antiviral medications?
To retard its growth.
Say it loud so they can
To
hear.
retard the growth of the virus.
What do we mean by retard the growth of the virus?
To diminish it, to slow it down.
It's
To
gonna
stop it from
inhibit.
reproducing.
It is no.
Oh.
Don't use that word.
To stop it from
It do
reproducing.
not kill. And that's what we want you to understand right now.
Mhm.
Antiviral do not kill.
To prevent the reproduction
It
process.
slows down or inhibits. That's what we use.
Mhm.
It inhibits the replication. Remember, viruses what?
Replicate.
Replicate. That is, they divide and become more and more and more.
Mhm.
And with viruses and bacteria, they harm you by the toxins that they're producing. What are the toxins? The poison.
Mhm.
So if you have one virus, right, and it's producing X amount, 2, it's going to double it up, right? 3, it's going to triple it. But if you give the patient a medication that slows down the changing from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, now they're going to stay at what they are. And that's how they look at viral infections, like when they look at HIV, how they maintain it, how to maintain the levels. You ask for the CD counts, right? How they maintain those levels, right? Understand this, please. Antiviral, Rosamidi, does not kill.
Okay.
It only inhibits. The one that will be doing the killing is antibiotic.
Antibiotics.
But with the antibiotic, it must be specific to the microorganism. That's where this comes in. It must be specific. And how will you know when it's specific?
When you test
Tell you?
when you test a sample of the
You guys got to start telling what tests. What tests do you do?
gram-positive and gram-negative test.
First, the one thing they want to do, like for instance, when they do the urine, they want to do a culture of it to see which microorganism is involved.
Mhm.
So they kind of like grow it, right? Put in a petri dish and swab and then start growing, right? Then they touch with different antibiotics and see which one it will die from. So if they put X antibiotic on it, and X antibiotic don't do anything to it, they're going to say it is resistant to the antibiotic. But if they put the antibiotic and it dies, they'll say it is sensitive,
Culture and sensitivity test.
right? So it's how you have there culture and
sensitivity
sensitivity tests to ensure that we can identify the microorganisms and the antibiotics that will work on it. Now, you have different types of antibiotics, such as what? Come on, guys, this is also good refreshing we're doing here. What type of antibiotics we talk about? What are your types of antibiotics?
Amoxicillin.
Give me categories, specific categories. Remember I tell you guys you're talking about, you have to go into categories. If you talk about, that was money.
Antimicrobial, maybe.
Antibiotics.
Mm.
I use the word specific. Alright. When you talk about antibiotics, your antibiotics are specific to type of disease, right? Then you have antibiotics that can be used for many type of diseases. Alright guys with me? Antibiotics specific, meaning it works great on that disease. And then you have antibiotics that are producing many different types. So we call those, and I want to look it up now because you have to keep this with you. This is your foundation. You're going to look for your broad spectrum antibiotics. Please look it up right now. Broad spectrum antibiotics.
Broad.
Broad.
Broad, B-R-O-A-D. Broad spectrum antibiotics.
Hmm.
Anybody?
A broad spectrum antibiotic is an antibiotic that acts on the two major bacteria groups, gram-positive and gram-negative, or any antibiotic that acts against a wide range of disease-causing bacteria. These medications are used when a bacterial infection is suspected, but the group of bacteria is unknown.
Alright guys, you heard what he just said? You guys are not focusing, man. Come on. What did he just read? Not only two major, no, and other stuff too. And other stuff that I really want you guys to understand. What's the other stuff mentioned? Other than that. Can you read that again, please?
Sure. The whole thing?
Yes.
A
Guys,
broad,
listen, please listen to me. Listen to him very carefully what he says. All right? Don't just focus on the gram-positive, gram-negative. Just listen carefully to what he's saying. Now go, please.
a broad spectrum antibiotic is an antibiotic that acts on the two major bacteria groups, gram-positive and gram-negative, or any antibiotic that acts against a wide range of disease-causing bacteria.
Okay. Or any antibiotic acts on a wide range of bacteria. But not finished yet. Go on, please.
These medications are used when a bacterial infection is suspected, but the group of bacteria is unknown.
All right. Here's where we go. You see where it says where a group of bacteria are suspected, but is unknown? That is what the federal and the state has eliminated. Because that is why we have this problem now with MDROs. Because they were suspected, they'll just take these broad spectrum antibiotics and throw at people. And they didn't know what was causing the problem. So when they throw these antibiotics at these bacteria, it was not killing the bacteria. It was just making them stronger. These broad spectrum. So that's where the problem came in. You guys with me? Nothing, no longer they're allowed to just go ahead and do suspicions. They have to go follow this McGear. So McGear criteria have specific things they have to follow. And one of the things you do, it's just like right now, CDC has it all over CNN and all the news organization here in America saying that we got monkeypox, right? Before they would not have said anything. Before they would have what? kept it quiet because they did not want to what? Scare people, because people are going to get what?
Scared.
Very
Worried.
afraid of doing things and cause problems. But because of what happened with COVID-19, when remember we had 1 or 2 cases of COVID-19, I remember 6 cases. 6 cases in New York. You had 6 cases. And your mayor at that time went into Chinatown to show that you can go and eat with the Chinese. That is not going to be a problem if you go there and eat. And being a, because he want to what? Patronize Chinese so that they will get money, right? And the business is not going to drop. Guess what happened just a few months later? People are not allowed to go to restaurants. People are not allowed to travel trains in groups. You had to do what you had to do, right? But when it started, he was up there. Come on, let's go and eat at the Chinese restaurant. And guess what? It spread like wildfire. And now we have over 1 million people who have died in the United States. So they're not taking that risk anymore. Monkeypox, it's all over the news. Hepatitis, all over the news. And they're telling people, including that little thing that I keep telling you guys about, especially traveling in public. These clothes is something you gotta be very afraid of. Right now you have in your home, you have your closet for your clothes, But the good thing, we going into the hot months, so people can come with coats. If people are coming with coats, utilize the closet and keep spraying it. But that's good thing now, it's a hot time. And guess what happened during the hot time? It's supposed to what?
Drop.
Drop.
why I think
But guess what?
It's going
It's
up.
going up. So why is it going up now? What it tells you?
It's resistant to the
It's
heat.
mutating and becoming more resistant. Before, when we got a flu season is for what? The 1st of October to the 31st of March. Flu season. You have to take your flu shots.
Yep.
Because that's the fall going into winter, the colder months. Now, whew,
Forget it.
you get in everything you can get at any time of the year. Because we know that viruses need a living host. And if they don't get a living host, they will have just what? Die away. But now the viruses are living longer. And that's a scary part.
They're working together.
That's the scary part. They're mutating and causing problems. All the problems now, we were thinking about just COVID-19. Phew. Now we got to think about
Monkeypox.
we got enough problems. And by the way, right now we have a world crisis with what? Heat, right?
What do you mean?
There are droughts all over the world. Right in New York, you get in New York. In America, you have so many what? Fires that's being burning down a lot of these rich people's homes. In California,
They don't want to pay tax.
what's happening in India? That they're in Africa, Somalia. The sheep, don't you look at the sheep that dry up on the ground. The animals die and dry on the ground. People don't have food, they don't have water. That's all over the news, guys. And then what come make it worse is Ukraine and the thing, so they can't send help to these places because they're pouring money into Russia and all that sort of stuff. So all these places. And guess what? God sent water where? The India that had a drought. Not India, yeah, India and Bangladesh. And what happened? They're flooded out and they're drowned in. Oh God. Anyway, understand these microorganisms, how microorganisms affect people, the different type of microorganisms, right? The different categories of microorganisms. Don't just say antibiotics. Don't just say antiviral medications. But just try to understand how they work based on what we just talked about. This cannot be used for this, and vice versa. A person who have fungal infections such as what? What's a fungal infection you know about? Tell me fungal infections that you know about.
Rash.
Don't tell me right. Be specific.
Eczema.
Ringworm.
Yeah, ringworm.
Ringworm. So ringworm is what? What's the term for ringworm? What's a category for those fungal infections? Guys, you're gonna see these things and they're gonna put up there, the type of patient is suffering from X, Y, Z. So you gotta know the categories. I'm trying to tell you guys to think with categories. So what are the what's the fungal categories on the skin? When a person gets athlete's foot, what do you call it?
Fungal. Ringworms.
What's a medical category? My foot was hurting with the shoes. But then I walk around here, you guys make me walk around talking. Now I'm not feeling this anymore. I was hopping coming down the road. So talk to me. All right, let me give you. See for your tinnias, like tinea pedis. Please look for tinea pedis.
Azomycet.
Hmm?
Azomycet.
My what?
Azomycet.
Tinea pedis is athlete's foot.
See for tinea pedis, please. What's tinea pedis?
Tinea pedis, also known as athlete's foot, is a common skin infection
What type of skin infection?
of the feet caused by fungus.
All right, there you go. Now, tinea pedis. Tinea is a fungus. Pedis is a foot.
Fungus
Now,
of the
people
foot.
get it in their crotch, right? Guys, you know what's a crotch, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what's a crotch?
Mm-hmm.
Between your
Hi, David.
CROTCH. You don't know what's a crotch? Your president, your former president, was said to put his hands in women's crotch. It was big on the news. When he was, going on the campaign trail. He was putting hands. So, look for tinea pubis now. Tinea pubis. All right, where's your itch? In your crotch. Look for the word crotch. CROTCH. So let Natalie know what's crotch.
The groin area.
It's a
by your
groin
groin
area. It is not a bad word. It's just as how some people use the word.
word.
But it's not a bad word. They write it in the newspapers. But some people think it's a bad word. It's not a bad word. It's a way of saying the person's genital area. Right? So you have tinea pubis. It's also a fungal infection. It's a skin infection. But what's the first word? Tinea. Tinea puts you into the category. Where else can you find it?
In the head, in the hair.
And what are you gonna, if you have fungal infection in the hair, what are you gonna call it?
Tinea.
Come on, think. Think. Tinea capitis. Look for tinea capitis.
Capitis. Pubis. Tinea capitis,
No, looks like you have lice.
also known as herpes tonsillorum. or ringworm of the hair, ringworm of the scalp, scalp ringworm, and Tinea dansurans.
Okay, so we got all these tinnias, right?
Yeah.
Cocytus, corporis. Now find one all over the body. So we got to look for tinea corporis.
How you spell corporus?
Corporis, corporis.
It's a fungal infection of the body.
So guys, you see, we have a category. And what's the category?
Tinea.
Tinea. And anywhere you see tinea come up, you know you're talking about what?
Ringworm.
Fungal infections.
Fungal infection.
Just got to know that the word tinea
Means fungus.
is a fungal. So now if a person has fungal infections, there is where you're going to start using your...
Antifungal.
But what is it that you have to know about fungal infections which is important? What is it that you think you need to know about fungal infections that's important as nurses?
How it's transmitted.
Yes, they have one. It's like we were born in under your skin. What is it again?
Oh, it's spread all over the body.
What is it
Okay.
again?
But what you want to know, because up to now, what I've been hearing person saying is ringworm.
No.
That's all I hear is that it's a ringworm. Right? And we know it also can be in the feet, which we call athlete's foot, right?
Pedis. Tinea
But
pedis.
remember, you have people got this thing on the skin, those blotches. We talk about tinea corporis now. Those blotches around the skin when the place is hot. So we talk about the weather. What are those blotches? When people get a light spot in their skin, what does that have? What you call to your in Haiti when you got those light spots that itch a lot and grows?
Lota.
Lota. So you have Lota, right? Look up Lota.
How you spell that?
L-O-T-A.
T-E-A? Lotia?
Lota.
No, not Tianet. It's in
L-O-T-A.
in some countries like where I'm from, it's a Lota.
Yeah.
And other places are Lotia. Whatever, but look it up.
I don't have the right spelling.
The infection is
Just
caused by
skin
a
low.
fungus.
Lota.
Oh, L-O-T-A. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Read for them, please.
You see it?
The infection is caused by the fungus of what is that,
See it?
Malassezia?
Okay, forget it. You just want to know it's a
It's
fungal.
white.
Okay.
So once we know Lota, it's another fungal.
It's white.
This is what's going to be like a tinea corporis thing. Because it could come up all over your body. Usually people find it to where? On the face, on the back, and the chest. But it's a fungal. And it's usually come up when the weather is hot.
Hearts.
And you get jackets, right, Mr. Right here? Remember you just have jacket? Right, when we say tinea pubis? Why do you think the people get jackets?
It's uncomfortable, the heat. The heat.
Because the moisture
Moisture.
and the heat. So if moisture and heat is helping something, what comes to your head right away? What comes to your mind?
Antibacterial.
No!
Oh, fungus.
It's a fungus you're talking about. What comes to your mind? A fungus is something that's growing
Grows
on
in
you.
a heat and a warm.
So it's getting nourishment and sunlight to help it to grow, just like it grow plants. A fungus is something growing on you. Because your mushrooms are fungus. Think of these mushrooms growing on you right now. Think of it that way. The mushrooms, but different type, that's very small, growing on you. because that's what it is doing. Fungus is growing on you. But when I ask you a question, sir, as nurses, what you have to keep in mind, what you have to think about when you talk to people who's going to be treated for fungal infections.
Protection and PPE.
For protection, PPE, what else? Listen to what we just talked about. Think of it. Think of what we just talked about.
Patient education.
Lifestyle, so much.
Patient education on how to prevent exposure.
It's growing. So if the patient has lot up of ringworm or what is it, athlete's foot or jacket, they have to be put on treatment. But they have to maintain that treatment even after they see it clear up. Why? Because it got roots. And when it go away and you say it's done, you can stop treatment, the thing is just going to come up back. It's just like you have weed in your yard, you spray it, and they die because it goes down into the roots and kill it. But if you take a thing and weed it,
It's coming
it
back.
go down, but then it's going to grow right
back
back up because the roots have not been what?
Kill.
Destroyed. Same thing goes with fungus. They have to complete it. Even after the seed disappear, you got to rub it for a while until their dermatologist tell you to stop. So you can kill the roots so they don't grow back again. Because you see people during the winter time, they may have some light patches. But as soon as the place get hot, it becomes bright, right? Becomes big and all over. Some people be itching and what have you. Fungal infection. Don't mix up your fungal infections, your antifungal infections, and what are required. So we just look at antiviral medications. And the antifungal and antiviral, there's the two we kind of look at, and we kind of went over this somewhat. We haven't touched this. Well, let's go back to the antiviral for a moment, because we start with the virus, right? And the pharmacology with the antiviral medication, you can use it. Let me see what. What antiviral medications do you know of? Guys, don't look this up. I want you to tell me based on your knowledge. People that you know who have HIV, people who you know who have problems with viruses.
That's in the commercial.
No, that's the commercial.
No, that's what.
That's what
That's
it
the
is.
medication.
That's what
That's the
it is.
medication.
Sit down. Come here.
It is. It's the commercial. I mean, it's in it.
All right, let me give you one that. When you get, stay with me. Now we talk about these guys. Stay with me now, please. Don't look anything. You know, with the viruses, we talk about these things that is the pandemic, and this talk about this in the news, right? We went on to this here. Most, apart from the common flu, which is the most common case of viral infection. Common cold, right? Something that appears in the skin, because you're talking about the skin now with the monkeypox, will be your hepatitis, right? And the hepatitis you get to be, not hepatitis, sorry. Herpes.
Yes, this is what I want.
You have herpes simplex type 1, herpes simplex type 2, And you have what else? Herpes. Come on, finish. You guys supposed to finish what I'm saying. Herpes simplex type 1, herpes simplex type 2, herpes zoster. Right? 1, 2, 3. All is on the skin. So now looking at these conditions. Herpes simplex type 1 will be under the mouth, right? Herpes simplex type 2 will be in the genital area. Herpes simplex, herpes zoster, which is known as shingles, is going to be on the body, on the face, in the head. Especially in the face and head, it's a big problem. It's more dangerous. But what you want to remember with your herpes zoster is that it follows the line of nerves. It don't cross the body. And when you and I just want you to look at those three and think of the medications. You're going to hear about acyclovir, Zovirax. These do not, and I'm going to reinforce it again, they do not kill the virus. They inhibit the growth. Let's look at the acyclovir. And guys, just put it there. Anti.
Acyclovir.
ACYCLOVIR. And look at those medications that end in VIR.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at the medications that end in VIR. That's like when we do our antihypertensive medications. You go to your LOL and your FKINE and the TRIL. Look at your medication for the VIR. So you have acyclovir. ACYCLOVIR. Come on, kids, let's move because we have so much to cover.
Acyclovir, also known
Fanciclovir.
is an antiviral medication. Its primary use for the treatment of herpes simplex virus infection, chickenpox, and shingles.
Okay, guys. Acyclovir is one of the most common medications that they use for these viral things on your skin. We talk about things you can see, that things that come out in your skin. When you see it on your lips, people call it what? Cold sore. People say they get what? Fever blister. Then you see it in your genital area. We just use the word crotch just now, right? See it up in that area. But you're seeing it. Is that so? And then you have it as zoster that's around the body. Pharmacology for just those herpes, which are viral infections. You guys with me?
Yes.
It's all viral. And it's not going to kill anything. It's just going to inhibit the growth. So those toxins that are being produced, that's going to cause problems. Herpes simplex type 1 is very, very common. Maybe some of you right now in this room has it.
Cold sore in your mouth.
Herpes. I'm not kidding. A lot of people have herpes. Herpes simplex type 1. A lot of people get this cold sore in the mouth. But they say they got what? Some fever. Fever blister or fever thing. Some people may come just in a day and they get a little bite and itching them and then it disappear. You got herpes. You may not like to say it, you may right now you may it has nothing to do with sex. That's the thing you gotta understand. This one here, the herpes in the mouth, It's go about because people like to kiss, especially children, on their mouths. Adults who have herpes will go kissing babies, kissing persons, and they're passing it on. It's not a sexual thing. It's just that people like to kiss children on their mouth, and they give the poor little things in.
Oh.
And they're in your body for life. It's not going to go anywhere. But then is when your immune system what? Drops. That's when people get cold sore. Must check them out. Find out whether they got some kind of financial problem or some kind of emotional problem in their lives. Because when your immune system drops, that's when it takes over.
So in other words, when you're stressed, your immune system will drop.
Stress is going to drop your immune system all the time. And that's when it shows up. Herpes simplex type 2 now is definitely sexual. Because it's in the genital area. But don't mix up this one here. Somebody walked in, you got a little bar in the lip, and you got a seat right there because you see the little what? Cluster. It don't be one ball. It's little 3 or 4 or 5 little fine balls.
Yeah.
And it itches like crazy. And they say itching, itching, itching. The same thing happens down in the
Groin.
genital area. But do not mix up modes of transmission. And when I said maybe quite a few of you in this room have it, possibly you have it. Possibly you might have had these balls, complete cough, fever, sore by your parents when you're young, but you got it in your body. It didn't go nowhere. And when things happen in your life that causes you to become what? Depressed, it's going to show up. And the same thing goes with if you have it in your genital area. Unfortunately, this big guy up here, the one that's creating a problem in the world. Now it started with the monkey virus.
Monkeypox.
Sorry. Well, virus. Viruses. Why? Because viruses change. Viruses mutate. They change to meet whatever is going on. It's called monkeypox because it's like most things, and guys, listen to the warning, and some persons are not listening to the warning. What they're finding, instead is that microorganisms are moving from animals to people.
Yes.
Before, microorganisms used to stay among animals. But now, microorganisms are moving from animals to people. COVID-19, they said started where? Come on, guys. Don't just tell me China where?
The back.
But inside of a food market. Where they sell all these animals that they think, that's where they said started in Wuhan, China. Started in there. Animals. Chicken flu. You just name it. Zika virus. You name it. And they're telling people now, do not kiss your pets. A lot of people like to kiss dogs. See the dogs licking them face and licking them out. And people taking it. And you just don't, what I can't understand, I love to see dogs. I think they're very, caring. They love their owners. They show a lot of love and what have you. But you have to put a stop somewhere. When a dog go on the street to take its walk, to do its business, his mouth is on the ground all the time. Licking and touching and smelling and what have you. And he's picking up every crap in the neighborhood. And when he come home now, he's happy to see you. Blah, blah, blah. You beware every damn thing.
Sometimes they even pick up worms and the feces that have on the ground before.
They're warning people. Guys, please listen to your CNN and MSNBC and all these things. Because they have not experienced, we've not been experiencing the movement of infections from animals to humans now. Now it's happening. Now it's happening. And getting worse. You're on the safe side, don't carry your dog and your cat outside, don't stay in the house. If they want poop, poop in the house. If they want to go for a walk, get a treadmill. And then they run to the treadmill. It's a serious problem. Why is this serious? Because I don't have animals. But then I can be affected by people who have animals. Look at Wuhan, China got us right now. The entire world, 1 million people die here because of what? They say they want the bats in the market in Wuhan, China. Kill all these people, including 1 million people in America. Make so many of us sick, make some of us lose our jobs. Make so many things. Viruses. Now remember those three that I gave you just now, which are just for the hepatitis, or not hepatitis, herpes. Remember persons who have herpes, when you do midwifery, you cannot have vaginal delivery. Because it can affect
The baby.
The baby being infected.
If you're pregnant, you should not take care of a patient who have herpes zoster shingles. Because remember we talked about something called the placental barrier that's supposed to protect you, but viruses can go beyond that barrier. Link them things, link these things, guys, link them. Don't just treat everything in isolation, right? So these viruses can cause a lot of stuff that you hear on the world. Say again? Well, you get the shots. Well, what the shots are supposed to do? Build up your resistance. And although some people may have shots, and we've been here seeing what with the COVID-19, some people still got it, right? But it has decreased the amount of people, because it shows that it's been effective in that sense. They had tried. Remember, New Zealand and Australia had shut down their countries and limit the amount of people who were traveling back and forth. And then America started, and then other places start. But by then it's already had. Now guess who's having a big problem right now? North Korea. North Korea don't let them use it, don't let people go inside there. Now it hit them so bad that they are pretty much at the mercy. But still they're thinking of shooting off a rocket that come to America with nuclear weapons. I'll tell you, I don't know why everybody wants to destroy America. Especially want to kill New York forts where I live. I'm serious. Everything is New York.
New York, yeah.
They're going to send a atomic bomb? New York first.
Who's gonna die before?
What was 911?
New York first.
Just before 911 when they hit the Twin Towers?
New
New
York.
York. New York. Everything is New York. You better stop it. I can't see myself going anywhere else but
New York.
But it's a serious situation, guys, and I want you to understand viruses. I want you to focus on viruses. Because usually when you have viruses or you have problems in the community, the nurses who are writing Was it designed to prepare your exams, right? To put it into the computers, you know, ask the questions based on how the computer should ask it. It's not to prepare it. And they can prepare based on what's happening. Okay? Common situations, common things within communities, that's all what they're going to use. Things that's up there. So always keep abreast of what's happening. Now we talk about the antifungal, the antifungal just now, and the antiviral, and we talk about this here with the antibiotics, and when should or should not be used, especially suspected situations. Now what about the antihelmintics?
Antihelmintics.
Yeah, what specific ones you gonna take? We usually look for.
Helmintics.
Helmintic. We're talking helmintic now, we're talking about parasites. The things that can cause anemia. The things that can cause blockage.
Is that how you spell it?
Yeah, right there.
Antihelmintic.
But this is supposed to be spelling helmintics. But you guys have done the 4 groups that we talk about. Protozoa, helmintics, should be one that just pops up and comes to you right away.
MIN-THC.
Alright, I got it, thank you.
Yeah, that's just like you.
It's INTIC. You hear, Rose?
Somebody read. What's your anti-helmintic?
INTIC. And INTIC. An antiemetic are a group of anti-parasitic drugs that expel parasitic worms known as helminths and other internal parasites from the body by either stunning or killing them, and without causing significant damage to the hosts. They may also be called vermifungals. Okay, I'll stop there. I'm done. Okay, antihelmintics are used to treat people who are infected by helminths, a condition called helminthiasis.
Helminthiasis.
These drugs are used to treat infected. Okay, that's it, people.
All right, that's good. Helminths or helminthiasis is parasites. And we find parasites in different forms in your body. And when I say by different forms, meaning at different stages, whether they be the eggs, the larvae, or the full-grown worms. But what would be your concern is how does these parasites get into your body? Well, not your body, into people generally. So how do you think the parasites, and we did this before, so this is a walkthrough. How do you think people get the parasites?
Food.
From
From not
unwashed
washing their hands, food.
unwashed
Why did you say not washing your hands? How does your food get parasites from not washing your hands?
vegetables.
We're not talking about bacteria, Rose. We're talking about parasites, helminths.
Like the food and
No,
the
you already
vegetables.
said you gotta wash your hands. Was it you're washing your hands for the helminths? Come on, guys, come on.
You don't wash your hands.
No. My question is, if the person is having helmets, why are you washing your hands? What's the purpose of washing your hands?
Why wash
You
your
wash
hands?
your hands because it could be in the surface. You can transmit it surface where another person can
It's
touch it.
transmissible.
Your hand is not clean all the time.
Yes, you have to
Unless
wash
it's
your
scrubbing
hands.
up for surgery.
You have to
Right now,
wash
your hands are very
all the
dirty,
time.
everybody in this room.
Yes.
But the thing is, I'm asking, the question say, my question was, how we got these helmets? Someone said, how to prevent it. So it's you gotta wash your hands. So I'm asking the question to the group, how hand washing comes into it?
Because it touch probably where it touch dirty like this, the soil thing like dirt.
Okay.
Because you use your hands to cook too. It could go from your hand to the food.
The raw meat, stuff like that.
Especially when the animals, it is still put your hand in it, in the food,
Especially those that eat with their hands.
All right. Now let me go this way then. Because I understand you saying wash your hands. You wash your hands because your hands are dirty. So you're not getting helmet. But I'm looking for the rationale. And what I think I'm hearing from you guys is that when you wash your hands, you're going to clean your hands. Clean your hands of what? That's my question. What are you cleaning your hands of? What are you cleaning your hands from? What did you clean your hands from? No, my question is, stay with me please. I don't want you guys to go into
You're
the
talking
same crap
about
when you go to
helmet.
for your NCLEX. My question is, the helmets.
Yes.
How do you prevent getting it? One person said, wash your hands. So my question is, how does one washing prevent you from getting helmet?
What do you mean? Like maybe if you go to the bathroom, if you have worms and stuff like that, when you go to the bathroom and stuff like that, you're supposed to wash your hands because maybe feces or whatever might get on your nails.
Yeah, right.
So if you have eggs or whatever, you don't know.
Okay.
Then wash your hands with soap and water.
That's going along the line. That's a rationale. Because like you said, microbes. We're not talking about microbes. We're talking about worms. And remember I said that the worms can be in what? 3 forms you can think about. Eggs, the larva, and the worm itself. You can see some of these things, right? Some of them you can't see because it might be among dirt, right? So you can't see it. So if you have the dirt in your hand, which, and you gotta know what type, like for instance, trichuria, it goes through the flesh. So you have it in your hand, you wash your hands, but you have to have a dirt on your hands, because before they can penetrate. Like, they just stated that when person go to the bathroom, wipe themselves, but their hands get feces in it. Have you ever wiped your butt and your hands get feces?
Never.
Let me see.
Excuse
Why?
me.
Never.
And you ever wipe your butt and you get
Yes.
feces? You
Never.
wipe so hard that your finger went through the
Never
toilet
in
paper and
life.
get feces in the toilet paper?
Not lying.
You don't know.
I use
That's
a
why
hose
they
and water.
recommend you to wash your hands. Because you don't know when you pick up on that.
Sometimes it doesn't show and then it's there.
Yeah, I use a lot of doctors.
I just said, I'm not, remember I tell you I don't be personal in class, I just get it wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
The reason is they found it
You
one-
made it personal.
You could see what she do.
Guys, listen to me now very carefully. What I'm trying to get at, for you to get feces in your hands, right? I mean that your hands have to get some in your butt, is that so?
Yes.
Because it's between your hands and your butt should be the what?
The tissue.
The paper.
Barrier.
And when you clean yourself, you gotta ensure that you do not what? Contaminate your hands with the contaminated tissue. People don't really, I think, contaminate their hands. That's why I threw that out like that just now. You make your hands get dirty when you clean yourself. When persons usually get a problem with these hand situation, is that nights when you sleep and you put your hands down your butt and itching, and you don't even know you're scratching your butt. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
Yes.
You have seen people, and you yourself might have threadworms or pinworms, and they cause that irritation, that itching there. They lay their eggs, and guess what? Gone, you get the itch, and you turn a sweet itch, and you put your finger up in there, they're on your hands.
And then
And now you go eat something, it starts to cycle all in the back. So that's the explanation I was looking for when I said, how you prevent yourself.
I
And you
said
said hand
that.
washing, but you have to know the rationale why.
I said all that.
Right? You have to understand the rationale why. Don't go saying microwave. You're looking with eggs, you're looking at larvae. You must know the types and how they get into the body. Tapeworms, you have there FDA, right? Food and Drug Administration. You have these guys who go and check the meats, right? To check the meat to show that it's not either what? Pork, meat, or fish. And when the tapeworm gets into the body, you may see the tapeworm in your stool. But that's if the tapeworm bursts off a piece of it. Because once the mouth is hooked into your abdomen, into your intestines, segments can come off, but it will what? Replace it. And just keep growing. And it can keep growing and growing and growing and growing. The wrong worms, vermicularis, eating food, your hookworms going through your feet. Remember you got your pinworm, your threadworms, your tapeworms, your hookworms, your what else worms, your roundworms. You got so many different types of worms. Last time we talked about the cardiovascular system, we said how fluids were replaced back into the system, right? We said the lymphatics return the fluids, not so?
Yeah, the plasma, the blood
But
plasma.
sometimes those areas can be blocked by worms.
Sometimes.
Look for the condition elephantiasis. Cause of elephantiasis.
You want the cause, or you want to define elephantiasis?
I want to define it. What's one cause? Mhm.
It is caused by a number of parasitic worms, particularly
Alright, full stop. A number of parasitic what?
worms.
Right. Now go and see now what it looks like. What the legs look like, what the arms look like. When you have the blockage, because it's been blocked by these filaria worms, those parasitic worms that you just talked about.
I don't see a picture.
You don't have.
Guys,
Is that a picture?
so don't just think about the parasitic worms
Oh wow.
taking your food and giving you, making you anemic. And my opening statement was talking about, I said it can also cause blockage. And when they cause a blockage, you have a problem. You look at the legs, look at those big fat legs.
Mm-hmm.
They show you
Elephantiasis,
which one this is.
benign prostatic hyperplasia.
Now what?
She was showing me something.
Alright guys,
They show you
what I want you guys to please appreciate that when you have worms, it's not about just eating the food. Understand it can affect your other systems. Not just eating from your blood, taking your nutrition, but it can also block your lymphatics. It can also go to your brain. It can also go into the, in fact, it ends up in the lungs. And you have blood tests that you do to check. And you get respiratory problems. You lose your memory. When you have these worms get into your brain. And we had discussed a young lady who had a tapeworm in her brain and they said it was a tumor. Remember we discussed that?
Mm-hmm.
Right here in New York. And when they went in to remove the tumor, they found out she had in there was a big fat worm. And they didn't have to do surgery. They could have just done what? Give her antihelmintic medications to kill the worm.
Mm-hmm.
But when they look at the thing, they didn't see a worm, they see a tumor. Or they thought they see a tumor. But it's a big fat worm.
Wow.
But what she was complaining of? Loss of memory. She couldn't even remember her own family. She couldn't remember anything. She was losing it. That's why they say like tumors. But it wasn't a tumor, it was a worm. And that's why when I tell you guys when we started, I said remember your CNS and the 12 cranial nerves. You mess with the CNS, it is not just motor sensory, but it's your ability to think, emotions, and to remember things.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain is involved with all this. So if you get damage to the brain, like a TBI or something, it's going to be a problem. So if you have a worm up in there, it's going to be a problem. Guys, what I want you to do is that you're going to go read a lot more. You should have read on this because you did this before. You're connecting it now. You have to connect it to the other systems. And don't just say you have worms and all you think about is anemia because of eating your food.
Mm-hmm. You're losing weight.
They can go to different parts of your body and cause problems.
What's your birthday? May?
But the more one that you see a lot, I mean not you see a lot, the one that is most evident is elephantiasis.
Mm-hmm.
So apart from person saying they're feeling fatigued, they're feeling tired, a lot more. When persons are having respiratory distress. When children are waking up with worms in their beds. Or worms coming through their nose and their mouth and all kind of nonsense. Large intestinal obstruction due to a ball of worms. All that can happen. So don't just focus on just it. Parasite, eating food. It has more effect in the body than that.
I like that one.
What other parasites you have in your body? Not your body. In the human's body.
Human body.
That would be a problem.
Parasitic areas. I want to look it up before I say anything, you know?
I want you guys to look up, I want you guys to think. Because when I ask you to look up, it's to verify things. When I ask you questions, I want to go back because you've done these things and you need to try to bring it out of your mind before we go back into the game. Because you mean that you're not committing it to
Long
your
term.
understanding of what this whole process is about. So just to think about it. What you think, you know we call people parasites, right? We call people parasites because what? They want your money. They want things from you. They want to drain you out. Of course, it can be a parasite not only for financially, but emotionally, mentally, right? Person just taken away from you. That person's a parasite.
Yep.
They're living off of you. They're like a virus. A virus got to become
A
what?
vampire.
Virus have to have a living host, right?
Not a dead
Now,
host.
think of anything else that you know about on the human body that is parasitic.
Hair.
Hair?
Hair on your body, no?
No. You just wake up, right?
Hair mints?
That's it. It recognizes now it is. What else is considered as a parasite? Think of it. Don't think. Just think.
Skip 1, 2, 3, 4.
Come on, guys. Think anything. Any parasite. All right, let me give you one.
Fly.
Do you think that
Roach.
pediculosis? What's pediculosis? What pediculosis?
The foot. Lice.
So look up pediculosis capitis. What is pediculosis?
Pediculosis?
I said
Pediculosis
pediculosis.
capitis.
Pediculosis. What now? My expression is wrong.
Head lice infection.
So what is head lice?
Also known as pediculosis capitis.
Right. What is it?
Is the infection of the head, hair, and scalp by head louse. Pediculosis hemanas capitis.
What is a lice? Is a lice considered to be a parasite?
Yes.
You're saying yes? Check it out. Is a lice a parasite? Check. Make sure it's a bloody and those sides of the bloody cells from the scalp. Right. Pediculosis capitis.
Pediculosis, Pediculosis.
Capitis.
Capitis,
Capitis.
CAPITIS.
You should jump on this right to your rose.
Scabies.
Scabies, there you go. You see how you guys doing? So we're gonna go now with pediculo. No. We're talking about
Parasites.
parasites. Pediculosis corporis. Look for pediculosis corporis. C-O-R-P-O-R-I-S.
Pediculosis corporus. What the hell that is? Pediculosis corporus. Oh Lord.
And then after you've seen the body lice, that's corporus, you're going to go to pediculosis pubis.
How you spell pediculo? Pediculo.
Private area. Lights in your crotch. Remember your crotch this morning, this afternoon? Lights in your pubic area. It's known as crabs, right? Those crabs, not lobsters. Lobsters, you have time to eat in it.
Hell yeah.
So it's known as crabs.
Pediculosis
But
corporus.
what you find that everything that you excuse me, please. Excuse me. What we found, just like when we talk about the fungal, we said was tinea, right? Now we're talking about the lice around the body. It is what? Pediculosis.
Pediculosis.
And after what that comes after pediculosis indicates where it's located. Anything that has pubis in it, we know it's in their crotch area or genital. Anything that has corporus is your entire body.
Yes.
Anything that goes with capitis is your head.
Head. There you go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
So those are now parasites that's on you. Parasites you know about. You can see. Some are very contagious, isn't that so?
Yes. Alright. Let's try it again. There you go. Pediculosis, pedis, corporus. Let me see. Pediculosis pubis. Alright.
Now what I want each one of you to do for the next 5 minutes, I want each one of you, don't look to nobody else, I want each one of you to write a sentence about any parasite. Write a statement. Anything you want to write. But it must be statement, stating, whatever. Whatever you want to write. Because you're going to share to the class, each one of you is going to read out what you've written. Anything at all you want to write. Anything based on your understanding. Any specific one you want to choose makes no difference. What I don't want you to do though is to do any type of plagiarism. It must be in your words as if you're telling somebody something. No plagiarism.
that statement on the far side. Now, the second statement you have to write for me will be anything related to anything on viruses. Anything at all with viruses. Or anything at all about any one of those 4 conditions. Well, I should say 3 because you already did the Helmintic. So anything else on one of those there? Anything else? On viruses, bacteria, or the antifungal. You're already doing something right now on Helmintic. So choose any other one there and write something on that. Your understanding.
I should do this one.
Yes. Yes, you should.
This one is very important. He said it's cause and affection in the small intestine. And this time, none. But yeah.
You said one sentence.
I just done
You said one sentence.
one.
You said one sentence. One sentence.
I do a lot.
just need you to write a sentence and your understanding of what you've written, so that we can move ahead. All right, so every person reading what they have. Just give us a quick overview. All right, who's going to go first?
I would like to go first. Pediculose, I got to stand up, right? That's right. That's right. That's right.
Combine presence with your body language.
Pediculosis pubis is more common in crowded areas where you may be in close contact with affected individuals. In order to kill these lice, one should wash clothing and bedding with hot water. My next sentence is on.
Just the one. So you guys, how we said pediculosis capitis is what?
More common.
Go ahead.
Yes. It is more common in crowded areas where you may be in close contact with affected individuals. In order to kill these lice, one should wash clothing and bedding with hot water.
You guys, any questions for him? All right, if not, let's see. Next.
Sentence. You want to read both sentences?
No, only one.
Jesus.
Come on.
Go ahead, Nadesh. Go ahead, take the stage. Wash your leg, wash your leg.
Gaudia, lambia, will produce intestine causing infection in the small
Which
intestine.
one? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Slower.
The name of the parasite is Cardia lambia.
Candia lambia?
Cardia lambia.
Guardia lambia.
Yes. It's reproduced in the small intestine. It's reproduced in the intestine, and then it's non-gardiasis. It's reduced in human gut. Inflammation in the gut, reducing gut ability to absorb, causing diarrhea, nausea, weight loss. It's
Okay.
it's
One
highly
sentence.
resistant to water.
One sentence.
All right, guys, for everybody, just look up gardiasis. Gardiasis.
Guardiasis.
Yes.
How you spell it? What do you spell it?
Gardiasis.
Gaudia.
Diasis.
G-U-A-R D-I-A-S-I-S.
G-U-A-R?
G-U-A-R, yes.
G-U-A-R. D-I-A-I-S-S.
No. G-I. A-R,
G-
sorry.
you heard me?
G-I-A-R.
Gardiasis.
G-I-A-R.
G-I-A-R.
Diasis.
Gardiasis.
So anybody please read quickly.
Yeah.
Gardiasis is a parasitic disease caused by Gardia duodenalis, also known as G. lamblia and G. intestinalis. Infected individuals who experience symptoms, about 10% have no symptoms. They may have diarrhea, abdominal pain, weight loss. Less common symptoms is vomiting and blood in the stools. These symptoms last 1 to 3 weeks after exposure, 1 to 3 weeks after exposure, without treatments.
Okay, where is it common?
Where is it most common? What climate?
In the water.
Where it's common? Where? Which part of the world?
Part of the world is most common. 30% developing world. It doesn't say here. Let's see. Diarrhea. The most prominent symptom is chronic diarrhea.
Where is it most prevalent? This question you asked. Where in the world is it more prevalent?
It doesn't say. Doesn't say. It says it occurs worldwide. The infection rate is as high as 70% in the developing world.
All right, 70% in developing world.
7%.
7?
Yes.
No, very much in tropical. Look up there.
I'm sorry, I meant in the developed world. It's 30%. 30% in the developing world.
Right, so that's where you expect it to be. Something in the water.
Yeah.
You're gonna find some more like Africa in these places, where you find the outlying areas, not so much in the cities. You're gonna have this problem. Okay? All right. Next.
Go ahead. You can do it.
Pediculosis is mainly found in children, and it's mainly when they share like brushes, hats, and combs. And to treat it, it's with medication, and you have to comb out the eggs.
Oh yeah, but you're talking about pediculosis capitis?
Yeah. Capitis. My bad.
Next.
Dium coli is an internal protozoan parasite that can infect humans. Route of transmission is fecal route by contaminated food and water. Common symptoms are diarrhea, abdominal pain. Balantidium coli can be prevented by following good hygiene practices. Wash all fruits and vegetables with clean water.
What was the name of
What's the name of the condition?
Balantidium coli.
Balantidium coli?
B-A-L-N-T-I-D-U-M.
Oh, okay.
Coli.
Sorry for asking.
Next. Next.
Which is the lice on the scalp, and you can treat with medicated shampoo, but the lice can become more resistant to some of the medication. Them can patiently comb it out, but it can take several days or sometimes more times to get it out.
Next.
Pediculosis pubis. That's not what he did there, right?
No, I didn't. I did.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did. It's okay. You can do it. You can do it too. You can do it too.
Oh,
It's okay.
It's also
Just
called.
pubis you did?
Yeah, I did pubis. I did pubis.
No, he did.
I did pubis. I'm reading it right here in front of me. It says pubis.
Okay.
didn't say no.
It's also called crab louse, a louse. It's found worldwide in all races and ethnic groups. It can be spread through insects, or not insects, mosquito, sexual contact or contact to fabrics or articles of clothing used by infected persons.
All right, just before you move on, you say it can be spread by what?
Mosquito.
Mosquito, right?
No.
Okay, I guess I get that wrong. It can be also spread through sexual contact
Sexual contact.
or contact to fabrics or articles of clothing used by infected persons.
All right. Well, review that when you say what the insects.
Okay.
Next.
She just one word.
That what? Wow, it's skippy.
I'm gonna go to Billy.
Thank you.
And lives in the animal garden.
Oh, I did skippy.
Alright, next.
Skippy.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Really?
Parasites, the most important parasites are worms, and they are single cells organism that can exist in
Which worms are you talking about?
parasites.
What kind of parasite?
You have to choose one.
What kind?
Which one are you talking about?
That's what you want to know. Okay.
Alright, parasite, you can just choose. Next.
I have tapeworms. You can get it by raw meat or
Right?
undercooked
Say
beef.
right there. From skin to skin
You
contact
have
with
tapeworms
person.
Pioneers.
I think yourself and Neatly can get together. Because you are just very scanty, not much.
I don't have much either.
I
Just one
wonder if you
sentence.
did not, you see
One
the thing
sentence.
is, when I ask you to write
One
something,
sentence.
is to get your understanding. It is not that you're doing anything fantastic, it's just understanding what you just did. Alright, next.
I have the two parasites. It's an organism that
He's
lives
good.
in the
What kind of parasite?
ectoparasite. It's an organism that lives on the skin of a host. It's about a blood-sucking creature, so mosquitoes, because they are dependent on the blood meal from humans to survive. Those creatures are vectors and that transfer different pathogens and cause mortalities in humankind.
I'm feeling great.
Alright, one of the good things that I hear just now is that they're also vectors. And I haven't heard anybody mention vectors, so that was good.
I did
Next.
skippy. Really?
Careful. Maybe you wouldn't have to go.
Parasite.
You forget to ask you to go.
Affected body part as eye, skin, parasites such as tapeworm that live inside holes, and the parasite take nutrients from body fluids such as blood.
Alright, you did parasites, but the only thing that make you not clean is because you said endoparasite, but you did mention tapeworms. Because most of the parasites that you're talking about
Whatever.
until now has been external, hepatitis, because people seem to like pediculosis. Quite a few persons were doing pediculosis, so it's good. We had a couple of endo, so next.
Go ahead, Pharrell.
You're such a bitch.
Most often infectious or direct contact with
What's her name?
Scabies.
And symptom included itching, visible ash on the scalp.
Visible what?
What's the symptom?
They say
You said visible something on the scalp.
visible eyes on the scalp.
Visible what?
Eyes.
Eyes?
I see. Ice, like water, ice.
You want to see ice on the scalp?
Yeah, on the scalp.
No, you're not going to see ice on the
Maybe
scalp.
maybe rails. Maybe rails.
I think it's lice you're saying, right?
Lice.
Oh, lice sound like ice. It sounds like ice.
Alright, let me
Guys,
go.
please, the whole idea behind this session is
know.
that people will express themselves, but if they're saying something that you need the
Skibbies.
clarifications, you know, to help, that's what we always say, right?
Yes, sir.
So, she
Move
says
on in.
ice, and right away, guys, come on. If she says ice, how is ice gonna be on the scalp?
Lice.
It's a cold day.
Alright, so please, be focused,
He
please.
said
Next.
one month.
Pharrell, go ahead, Pharrell.
I have scabies. Scabies spread by direct from skin to skin contact with a person who has scabies. That's all I heard. Scabies. Mama?
Next.
Why don't you do this off?
Tuberculosis cockroach. It is a skin condition caused by the body rash, body rash, or
Hold a minute.
Class, on behalf of Mr. Stanley, he said today is the last day for the graduation fee.
For the what?
Graduation fee.
So for persons who are graduating, you need to bring your feet upstairs.
And if you wanna pay for the extra ticket also, I'm here for that.
Take a lot of pictures.
If I don't know that bad habit, I don't know you're supposed to. Come on, run fast. Alright, that's it. Alright, shh, guys, come on, please. Quiet. Let me still have attention. Alright, next please.
Cavalier.
Pediculosis corporis. It is a skin condition caused by body rash, and we all know that body rash are a bunch of tiny insects you mostly found in your clothes, and because of that, it makes it easier to travel to your skin. And poor hygiene, unclean clothing, or living in a uncertainty condition can play a big role in the spread of the loss in pediculosis.
Which one?
Pediculosis
Corporis, okay, good. Alright, who was next?
That's everybody.
Alright, one of the things that came out just now is that some persons were just give very brief comments. Others give more of an explanation. What I was looking for was more of the explanation. For instance, if a person says, like Ms. Farrell said, patient has scabies. You add a few words more to that. Scabies. For women, you're going to find maybe under their breasts. Intense itching. Those are the things that will make you remember and understand what this is about. So when you have to read about it or you see it in a question, you will understand how it affects the patient. What will the patient complain of? Because when you're doing your care plans and your nursing process, is what the patient is complaining, what is the subjective. I have itching under my breasts.
Immediately.
So what you're going to be thinking about? 1, applying treatment. 2,
The solution to the skin.
preventing self-inflicted injuries by the person who might have nails scratching themselves and causing trauma, superficial scratches to the body. All right. Okay. Let's hear the next, please.
Okay.
We don't know it's viruses.
Okay.
Another one?
Yeah, who's the other one?
The most common way antibiotics are misused is when a medical professional neglects giving the patient the correct dose that is based on the patient's weight or past medical history. I should start over. I should start over. All right. Okay. All right. most common way antibiotics are misused is when a medical professional neglects giving the patient the correct dose that is based on the patient's weight or past medical history of them using said antibiotic. That's all I got. Questions?
All right, next.
Oh.
Next.
Go ahead, Nagesh. You have to stand up.
Anyone
To
of
pick
those
something.
Any other one?
Virus, bacterial, fungal, because you already are doing the helmets.
Virus is an extremely tiny infectious agent that is only able to live inside the cell. And a tiny bundle of genetic material, either like a DNA or RNA, that carried inside a cell, inside a shell.
Okay.
So you just give like a definition of
Yeah,
what
like-
the virus is about. All right, next.
That's why there was everything no one, I just came up with.
Go now, Des. Go. 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 Go
Okay,
ahead.
who's next?
Okay, you can go. You can go. Go ahead. You can go. Okay, now.
I have a virus,
What's that?
hepatitis C. They say is a liver infection caused by hepatitis C. An infection that attacks the liver and leads to inflammation. Most people have no symptoms. For people who have symptoms, they have like nausea, fatigue, and diarrhea sometimes. And for treatment, they could have used antiviral medication to inhibit the
Next.
Virus are usually harmless parasites of human beings. COVID-19 is a worldwide virus that ends up killing a lot of people.
These viruses are usually harmless.
Yes.
harmless.
Harmless parasites.
No.
No.
You gotta look back at that, okay?
Hepatitis A spreads by contaminated water or contact with someone who is infected. It's treatable. It's treatable with vaccination, but
You
it's
done?
not curable. Most handles and handlers and plumbers and stuff like people like that mostly get hepatitis A.
Huh?
Because it has to do
So do that.
um,
Talk about it.
like raw food, people that's doing food handling, raw food and feces and stuff like that. So people are at risk with like plumbers because they're fixing pipes back or
The food I make with the rice?
those kinds of stuff they're exposed to.
What's the raw food I'm making with the rice?
So we have two persons
The
who
raw
talk with
food.
A and C. Who's next?
Merla.
What is prevent?
I don't know.
Elephantitis, which is commonly known as lymphatic filariasis.
Shaman?
The swelling and enlargement of the arms and legs. It's
They live
estimated
for
that
sushi.
there's 120
Sushi.
million people each year.
She gets sick
120?
120 million.
because it's a
You okay? You okay?
120 million.
Get affected each year?
Yeah.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's an extremely high percentage.
Yeah, that's all Google. It is caused by parasites classified as nematodes or roundworms, and it's transmitted through bites of infected mosquitoes.
All right, and the matter goes, so what I want to do, look back at that number, see if it's 1 in 100 million. All right? No, have a seat, have a seat. Next.
I have polio virus. It's very contagious and spread through person to person. Enter the body through the mouth and spread through contact with feces, droplets from sneeze or cough.
Poliomyelitis. What did you say? Poliomyelitis. Is polio you're talking about?
Polio, yes.
Right, poliomyelitis.
Yes. Doesn't go with inflammation.
You like you give this guy all your money just now. All right, have a seat, have a seat.
She pushing back.
I know it's a lot of money. All right.
Trying to be nosy.
Who's next?
Mr.
Farrell,
West.
it's your turn.
I didn't do anything.
Mr. West.
Influenza, commonly known as flu, is a contagious viral infection that can cause mild to severe symptoms and life-threatening complications. Influenza virus is spread from person to another person that coughing or sneezing, also spread through touching a contaminated surface, and then when you touch your mouth, eyes, or nose, getting infected.
Right. So, and that's good. I'm glad that somebody did the common virus, the virus influenza, because every year, believe it or not, hundreds, thousands of people die from influenza.
Wow.
Thousands of people die every year from influenza, believe it or not. Right here in the United States, right in New York, you have hundreds and hundreds of people die every year from influenza, common influenza, believe it or not. That's why the focus has always been as soon as the 1st of October comes around, they have people say, come get your what? The virus shots. Next.
HIV, human immune deficiency virus. It attacks the body's immune system. It can lead to AIDS if not treated. It can be controlled but not cured.
Short and sweet.
Next.
Short and sweet.
Hepatitis B is spread when blood, semen, or other body fluids from a person that's infected.
We have A, B, and C. So it's good. You found it?
Yeah. I read it wrong. It said it's estimated around 36 million people affected annually by
I don't understand.
filariasis, and it affects over 120 million people. That's not 120 million people, it's 120 million people.
All right. It's something that they have, because they found out how it's affecting people, this filaria, and by mosquito. So when they know, you know that mosquitoes can give you these things. People sleeping now with what? Nettings. You go back to your country, you find people wearing nets, so that cut down upon being bitten by the mosquitoes to transmit. That's why the number, as soon as I hear the number, I realize that.
But those mosquitoes, they were going right past the net though.
You know the thing about, people say you put on your mosquito and you netting at night, right? And you lie in the netting, you're pretty good, you tuck in as you get under the netting. But the next morning you wake up, you got some big fat mosquitoes in the net with you.
Exactly.
And you ask yourself, how the hell did these mosquitoes get in the net? And until now, I still trying to fight with myself. Because when I go home, this wonderful, I put on the nettings early, and when I get inside, I tuck it, then I got a little bottle, and I inside there.
You don't play.
Until the next morning, I'm gonna see these was inside there.
They're
And they
dangerous.
did a number of midnights. You see, when you snap them like that, you see all the blood. It's there. You wonder how the hell they get it. I don't know, man.
Texas.
I guess they're doing some OB or something.
Texas.
So they just get in the nets. All right. Who's next?
That's everybody.
I got chickenpox virus. It is caused by the zoster virus, which is related to herpes virus, and it is highly contagious and predominantly a charitable business. You can be spread by coffee or by contact.
Coffee.
Coffee.
And
Not coffee.
Not coffee, that's coffee.
All right, guys. Relax.
Not yarning, please.
As nurses, and guys, please remember to read your fundamentals of nursing. I keep saying this all the time, every day. Go back to your fundamentals of nursing processes. You need to know these things in inflammatory reaction. But what we talked about and what we will until you leave is infections and what causes infections. We just kind of. You did not see?
Yeah, I say I was calling you to tell you that I have to leave now.
Yeah,
Pick up my daughter.
Oh, by the way, before you go, before you go,
Yeah.
you're here tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll talk to you tomorrow. It's with reference to Saturday coming?
Yeah.
Right?
What time is it?
It started from.
Saturday, we're gonna start around about, I would say around about 2 o'clock.
It's gonna rain.
Stop, let me finish them on. It's gonna, because I know some people are coming from their jobs.
Yeah.
And some people are coming from out of state. I understand this. But some people are coming early because they live like far away. So they come in early. So that's why I said from 2. And
Onwards.
it's onwards. But the only
so
thing,
it's not like a set time that is finished.
well, the last time we had something there, you were there, right?
Yeah.
And you see what it
Was
was
up
like.
to 4 a.m.
People there, and then when it reaches right, right, because it's
No,
people come from
down
far. So the thing is, guys, remember this is mainly your thing. This is mainly for you. Like I told you guys, this is your graduation get together. This is what it is. Right? So this is what Saturday is about, is the graduation of this group. And I hope to see persons come participate, but you don't just come by yourself. If you have anybody that, just, let's talk about it more tomorrow. So tomorrow we can discuss more about it, okay? All right, and it's very much, again, it is optional. But I would just like to see as many persons who are from this group there because it's for graduation of,
Thank you.
of this group.
And then until 2 o'clock in the morning.
4 a.m.
I'm not worried.
What?
I'm not worried.
Dressed
Let me
fresh.
show you something, guys. When I have different groups, right? And I listen, I talk with people, and I look at people's body language and people's expression when you say certain things. As nurses, we have to be very observant. But there are persons who will say things and who will, but I know they're not going to be participating. Because these are certain persons who just like, I only come here to get what Stanley has to offer. I don't come here to meet friends.
I don't come here to meet acquaintances. And when this is over, I'm gone. I just come in here and I'm gonna go. I don't necessarily want to socialize or associate with people. I understand that, and that's why I say it's optional. Because some persons have actually told me that.
I'm not gonna be there.
And I have to like work with
I'm gonna be
persons
there.
over the year, like we have different events, some persons will not come. But by the time the end of the year, I was able to get people. Two persons, especially off the top of my head, I know right away that these persons were able to come because understood it's not just about you saying, I don't want to associate with people.
That's not nice.
You know, these people are not my family, not my friends.
Oh, that's not nice.
But this here is about the ending of a program, and you work together. And I tried to bring you guys together. The team thing didn't work because people didn't want to get into groups, so that didn't work well.
Teach me how to drive
Right.
too.
But hopefully that persons will try to make this on Saturday because this is what it's about, right? It's about graduation, and I told you from how long? It's about over what? 8 months ago. I told you guys you will have a graduation party for ourselves here before you go anywhere else to graduate, and that's all we do. All right? Where you just sit back, do whatever you want to be, and
Only 8 o'clock. Why you
whatever.
packing up?
So tomorrow, I definitely got to get an idea of
What
you
we
know,
bringing?
what people, you know.
I don't cook.
You need to look at music, man.
I got the music down packed.
Don't be only doing
So
Nigerian.
we
I'm
try to
doing
make it,
Afrobeats.
we just really try to make it really,
I
really
do
something
do a
that you
compa.
can enjoy. And but most of all,
American,
if you have
Jamaican.
your person who supported you,
I'm doing
right?
After 3?
doing dancehall. Dancehall.
Whatever is up to you, all right? Whatever's up to you. But tomorrow we'll tie it up. This part is you and you. All right.
Dress to impress. Give me your suggestion. What music you like too. Send
Mix
it to
them
me
up.
so I can make a
You're a
list.
GJ. You mix the things up.
All right.
Dress to impress, like what?
Dress to impress. We going clubbing. You know how to dress, right?
That's not clubbing. That's not clubbing, honey. That's a different
Listen.
thing.
Whatever Akia say
Dress
goes.
to however you want to dress.
Thank you.
Makes no difference. However you want to dress. There's no.
Dress like you're going to church.
But one of the things I definitely would like, because I'm putting up the sign in front to show that, you know,
Mr. West.
you guys are
Yes.
graduating. So we got a nice sign, but then I want to have all of
Group
you
picture.
taking a
Group
picture.
pictures, yeah.
Right, so
You don't
I
want to look all
want to just
tacky.
have it something that is something to be. Remember, they say that people may leave, but memories don't, right?
Amen.
Memories always stay
That's
with you.
true.
So we try to make a memorable event. All right. And the thing is we getting together to do it for ourselves.
Amen.
We're not asking
Nobody
man to do it for us, or let's get together and do it for ourselves.
Mr. West. She asked a very important good question. She wants to know if you have a pool.
Really?
Who said that? Have a pool. There's a pool in the backyard.
You have a pool?
There's a pool there.
Okay,
So we
okay.
could do a pool party.
So have a change of attire. All right. It's gonna be a
So
hot
it could
day.
be graduation / pool party.
It's gonna be a hot day.
You're not coming past, Howard. You're not coming?
I might come.
She's
It's
coming.
not mine. Come. Because me and Aki, how we gonna be here?
We're gonna be here.
Tell you.
Oh my God, what's the address?
Anything, jeans, shirt, doesn't matter.
Address.
Your address.
there.
What's your
Stop
address?
sitting right there. Where?
Oh, I don't know.
Mr. West.
His house.
What's
What's your address?
By the way, my address is 1151. It's right over there. Tomorrow I'm gonna make sure I show you guys what I'm doing.
1151
Apart
what?
from that, second.
You're gonna show us tomorrow.
Hell no.
No. Everybody, look, everything be done. Trust me. I'll try to do things more formal in certain areas, but it's your thing, and this is why I want persons to understand. Although, and I can tell people, although sometimes you just don't want to do things because you're more of a reserved person, and you don't. But sometimes, especially like you work some places, you have to be with some people, right? It's a
Yes.
personal relationship. So, just for that time, we get together and try to enjoy the day. Make it. And anybody want to help in decorating?
Hell no.
So that thing, you try to
Not that.
make it look.
That's your thing.
Decoration.
To help, not it.
And Barbara says it's a
She's a
well-known party planner.
No, tomorrow, she's coming tomorrow.
Okay.
Alright, so because
Doesn't
tomorrow
charge.
we gotta type a lot of stuff.
What about the food?
Alright guys, tomorrow we have to
What about
type
the food?
stuff.
Me, I'm bringing
Who
party.
bring in and who not bring in, let's know.
Problem pa.
So,
I'm bringing
If
jollof
next week
rice.
You guys travel?
Jollof
and
rice.
you know what would
with,
be nice if
Why
I
you
could
not
just
gonna be
say,
here?
because you have different ethnic groups in here, if persons could bring a little of their culture,
I'm
that'd be
bringing,
so nice.
I'm bringing jollof.
That'd
You
be so
work the
nice.
party then.
Hello, right?
Jollof with
I'm gonna bring stuff and give Professor.
No.
jollof with some.
Rio.
I'm grill myself. I eat something grill my life, it's just funny.
Rio, black rice.
I like black rice.
Yeah, he like dude, Jojo. That's the first thing he said, black rice.
I like black rice.
I'll make it.
We can't all make the same thing.
Wait, you making grill?
Which one, grill? Yeah.
No, me and Sandra.
Okay.
Yo,
I don't have to cook.
bring the drinks. The drinks. Alright.
Simone.
You ready? What's his name? Is bringing the drinks too. Reiki. Bring the drinks too.
Fish.
Ken, I think that's
We're gonna bring the fish. Big salmon.
We need seafood. We need
The big
seafood.
salmon.
All right, plenty of seafood.
Big salmon.
Salmon.
Hey, don't break your bank.
No. They have money, Mr. West. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Don't break your bank.
Yeah, don't break your bank.
You like to get nice things to eat, but I don't want you to
There you
go
go,
and
thank you
jump
so much.
overboard and then.
No. We need fish
If,
too.
but if we do a little, we'll get together, little
Oui,
bit
fais
of-
poisson. Le poisson chef.
But tomorrow, if you could put your thoughts together, so tomorrow you can have an idea that you can work from.
Are you ready to party?
I'm only gonna make the black rice, right?
You ready?
What about the fish?
I'm gonna make one rice with
Tilapia.
shrimp. One rice with no shrimp for people who don't eat shrimp.
Thank
Okay.
you. Now you're so smart.
You have to see they have any allergy to drugs or fish.
Huh?
Moi, ma pot pâté avec
And then on that day, you
I'm
have
not
to see
allergic to
how
nothing.
you out of your
I'm not
uniforms.
allergic to nothing.
See how people look different out of uniforms.
Oh, honey,
right.
you'll be surprised.
Hey, you will be
I look the
surprised.
same.
Because I know how my sister gonna look.
I don't look any different.
How about how you gonna look?
The same.
I need a short thing.